Carla Connor, Alison King, has big news in upcoming Coronation Street scenes, and it is said to have a major impact on a popular family. In recent scenes, the Platts have faced a huge financial crisis after Bethany Platt, Lucy Fallon, suffered a medical emergency in Turkey. After failed liposuction treatment left her in critical condition, the bad news kept coming for Bethany when her insurance company announced that she wasn't covered. As the Platts questioned how they were going to afford the rest of Bethany's hospital stay and her flights back to the UK, Gail Platt, Helen Worth, decided it was time to sell the house. This left David Platt, Jack P. Shepherd, horrified, and in upcoming scenes, he will be even more disappointed when Carla announces that she has put in an offer for the house. Carla comes sniffing round, and David is having none of it, actor Jack P. Shepherd revealed. That's funny, because me and Ali King very rarely have scenes together, ever, and she's always been saying she'd like more scenes with me. We had fun. I just messed around in a lot of them, and I made her laugh. You'll have to watch it when it's on, because it is funny. It made me laugh anyway, and I love doing the comedic scenes with David. Is this finally the end of the road for the Platts and their life at No 8? Or will they find a way to stop the sale going through? He almost arm wrestles the for sale sign off the estate agent in the garden, Jack said. He's not best pleased, obviously. He starts shouting and kicking off, and this brings on an awful lot of stress to Gail. And lo and behold, she ends up in the back of an ambulance. When Jess Chadwick, John Thompson, finds Gail clutching her arm and breathing unsteadily, and immediately calls for an ambulance, David, Sarah, and Nick Tilsley, Ben Price, arrive back on the street just as Gail is being hauled away in the ambulance, and David is soon blaming himself. As they gather around Gail's bedside, the tensions are high as David feels he is to blame. When Jesse questions his guilt, David snaps. Will Gail's condition change the situation surrounding No 8, or is Carla set to get her hands on it, leaving the Platts with nowhere to go? The sun cast a warm glow over Coronation Street as Carla Connor entered the Rover's Return, a familiar place that had seen its fair share of drama. Today, however, she had news that would change everything for one of the most beloved families in Weatherfield, the Platts. Carla took a deep breath, her heart racing with anticipation. She spotted Sarah and David seated at a corner table, deep in conversation. The past few weeks had been challenging for the Platts, with tension rising after a series of misunderstandings and accusations. Carla knew her revelation would send shockwaves through the family, but it was time for the truth to come out. "Hey, you two," she said, her voice steady but warm. They looked up, their expressions shifting from concern to curiosity. "Carla, what's up?" Sarah asked, sensing the weight in her tone. "I need to talk to you both about something important," Carla replied, her eyes darting around the pub as she prepared to break the news. "It's about Nick." David's brow furrowed. "What about him?" Carla leaned in closer, her voice barely above a whisper. "I just got a call from an old friend of mine, someone who's been keeping tabs on Nick since he left Weatherfield. He's in trouble. Serious trouble." The color drained from Sarah's face. "What kind of trouble?" "He's been involved in some questionable dealings. I'm talking about money laundering, and well, they've threatened him. If he doesn't cooperate, they'll come after him and anyone close to him." David slammed his hand on the table, anger flashing in his eyes. "What are you saying, Carla? You think he's in danger? He should have told us." I know, Carla said, raising her hands in a placating gesture. "But the good news is, he's trying to get out. He needs our help to get out clean." Sarah's voice trembled. "And what do you want us to do?" Carla took a deep breath, knowing the stakes were high. "I want us to come together as a family. We need to find Nick before it's too late. If he has these people after him, they could come after you too." David exchanged a worried glance with Sarah. "What if we get involved, and it makes things worse?" "We can't leave him to deal with this alone," Carla urged. "He's made mistakes, but he's still part of this family. We owe it to him to at least try." After a tense silence, Sarah finally nodded. "Okay, we'll help him. But we need a plan. We can't just rush in blindly." Carla felt a surge of hope. Agreed. I'll reach out to my contact again. We'll gather whatever information we can. As they began brainstorming, the weight of the situation settled heavily in the air. This wasn't just about Nick. It was about family, loyalty, and the lengths they would go to protect one another.